Hey guys, welcome everybody to tonight's webinar. I want to get a couple people in the question box. Give me a big hello. Let me know where you're from. It's a pretty exciting night, especially at least for me on European time. So it's getting a little dark here. But the most exciting part of what we're going to be talking about today is how to close deals, and it's literally the portion of the sale where it's not anything flashy, but it's where you do the transaction, right, where you actually get the money in. And this is one of the things that I think unfortunately that it's very underestimated, and people don't like to think about it, but this is the stuff that makes you successful. This is where we're talking about the transaction where you actually transact the value and you're going to get money in your bank. And it was this realization and how I kind of approach my business nowadays is the bottom line, right? What am I doing on a daily basis to get money in? That's it, right? That's what it's about. That's what your business is about, and that's what you want to scale. And if you're not doing that, you're not doing business. You don't have a business, and I don't know. You probably should go home. I don't know. I mean, you got to be right transacting some type of value for money, and you got to do it effectively, and then you got to do it consistently. You got to do it over and over again. And if you can master this part, then you're gonna be solid, and you're gonna see results like you've never seen before. And regarding that, um, I want to introduce to you a special guest, Adam. Adam I've been working with Adam now for the for quite a bit of time actually, and normally, when I start working with people, I teach them a lot of things, and I help them take it to the next level. But what Adam is going to be giving to you regarding this blueprint, regarding how to make these transactions happen, how to get value, and how to ultimately get money into for these sales, is absolute gold. Because when it comes to one-on-one sales, when it comes to local marketing with his real estate background, he just absolutely destroys it. So, hey, Adam. I'm gonna be here as well. I want to welcome you to the call. Thank you so much for coming here, and I want to get this party started, especially when we start talking about video marketing softwares, how to take these out to businesses, and just dissecting that and putting it into a blueprint. So thanks for coming.
Absolutely, Eric. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here today and talk to you guys about what we're actually doing. So as some of you guys know, I see some of you guys have been on webinars I've done. I see Rick, Dick, Brad, Brian, and Nicole and everybody else here. So this is going to be good. Yep. So what was it, Eric?
Well, I just wanted to kind of point out this comment. Usually I don't say something off topic, but Ashley's saying certainly not leaving the EU as it seems bad for business, talking about business decisions, right?
Yep.
I don't know what country you're coming from, Ashley, but you might not have a choice. You might have to leave the EU. So I don't know what country. It depends on your country. Maybe you won't be for long. Now I'm just joking. Just to start everything off on a light note. But let's get back on topic and start talking about sales, Adam.
Yep. All right. That sounds good. So today I'm going to be talking about what I've been doing every single day. As some of you guys know, I'm pretty slammed. My time is of the essence, and I'm going out and I'm doing big transactions. So I'm working with people, and I'm not doing $20 sales. I'm not going out and doing $200 sales. I'm going out and doing $10,000 plus sales. So when I'm actually going, I'm reaching out to people and I'm saying, listen, I have an opportunity for you to invest in yourself, okay? And then figuring out a way to make it work for the business. Sometimes it's not a good fit, but a lot of the times it is a great fit. And when you get into the high ticket sales, hey Edgar, when you get into the high ticket sales, the super high ticket sales, it is a very different business model than what you guys have probably been introduced to in the past. So let me get started. Let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. When I started, it was just a few years back. I was working as a custodian for a college in the Boston area. Okay, and I was working for the night shift, 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, 5 days a week. And then if there was overtime, I'd jump on it because I needed the money. Okay, and when you have to work night shift and you're going out and every single day waking up and doing something that you're just not passionate about, it's very difficult for you to actually even get out of bed to actually go to work. And I knew I needed to make a life change. I
And
knew something about,
and
yeah, what
and,
was it,
and
Ari?
Adam, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I kind of want to put it into perspective. Look, guys, when I actually met Adam for the first time, I, he's such a good sales guy that I didn't even know this stuff, right? I didn't even know all the things that he's gone through, and it wasn't until kind of later when we started talking about different things that I realized just what you had to go through. And I think it's important to say because I know some people might be at those points in your life, but really pay attention and listen to Adam because he's gonna kind of tell you how you can play that part and still, even if you're not at that point in your life that you think you can make, let's say a 10K sale, how to make that work and do it and close it. So go ahead, Adam. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, that's very good that you mentioned that. And how many people here right now are doing something that maybe you're not passionate about? Maybe you guys want to make a life change. How many of you guys are doing something, maybe you're struggling as of right now, or you're working for the man and you're tired of working the 40-hour week and you just don't want to go to work anymore. Because that's what I want to talk about. Um, yeah, perfect. I like seeing that type of stuff. So, what it is when you want to make a life change, okay, and this is what happened with me. I knew I wanted to make a life change. I knew I needed to make a life change. I needed to go out and actually do something to better myself. So what I did is I started researching. I figured out that the real estate niche was a very high ticket niche, and I said, this is really cool. I really want to learn what this is about. How do people go around and actually pitch themselves, and every single time that they sell a home, make about $10,000? To me, that was very interesting, and so that's what I did. I left my job. I got up and I just basically just left, and I said I need to go make a life change, and that's what I did. I went out and I became a real estate agent, and I was working as a real estate agent. I started realizing that maybe I wasn't too passionate about working with people through the emotional journey that they were going through. So I looked at the opportunities around me. And I said, listen, I said, okay, every time somebody makes a sale, it's $10,000, and I'm really good at as a lead generation, and I know how to actually go out. I know how to find out who's going to be selling their home in the next 3 months, and I was very, very good at it. I was generating a whole bunch of leads and figuring out everybody in the town of Westwood who was moving in a very short period of time. So what I did is I said, okay, why don't I take what I'm doing, this whole lead generation, and then just start passing it off as referrals? Because I'm really good at lead generation, and I know I can charge 35%, for example, every single time I pass off a referral. So out of that $10,000 deal for just me generating the lead, I would make, say, $3,500. And that's the way that I looked at it. And as I kept going forward, I met some great people. As some of you guys know here, you guys know Lee Pennington. He's a very good friend of mine. And I started reaching out, and I started reaching out to as many people as I could possibly find. I said, I love this. Like, I'm generating $3,500 or so every single transaction that's coming, but there has to be more. So what I did is I reached out and I literally what I did is I found all of the best people in the world of online, like the online world. People that were going out and making big dollars online. And I said, I know how to bring sales. I know how to make and generate sales. And I want to do it when I can feel comfortable that I don't have to just work with the people in my office. I can go out and I can sell to massive audiences, anywhere from Fortune 500 companies down to a mom and pop shop in Idaho. So that's what I wanted to see, and I knew I could do it, and it was just making that decision. So now I'm actually here and I'm working, doing a whole bunch of online sales. I'm working every single day. Sometimes I'm working so hard, I get a little bit behind schedule because I'm on so many calls and talking with so many people and closing deals. And that's what I love to do for a living, is close deals. So let me know, guys, what industry are you guys in? What are you guys in? So I know I want to talk about what you guys are in, so that way I can really cater it to what you guys are doing. So are you guys in the real estate niche? Are you in the local marketing, lead generation, sales, MLMs, websites and SEO, or any other ones that you guys can think of? What are you guys doing right now so I know exactly how to help you guys today? All right, great. I see quite a few: real estate, e-commerce, mobile app development, internet market. Okay, beautiful. So what I see here is I see a whole bunch of online marketing. From what I see, everybody's talking about making money and they're generating sales through online. So they're not necessarily, you're not selling a product that's like going around and door knocking to everybody that's there, where you're actually going out and you're trying to generate sales online. Or even if it is somebody local, but offering a product and a solution that you can do from your own home. So the biggest thing, guys, that you want to focus on is how to help others succeed. Your whole passion needs to be about helping others succeed. If your goal is to go out and just start making sales, it's going to be very hard for you to even break into the high ticket niche, because the high ticket niche, think about it, somebody's not going to want to just wake up in the morning and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go give this person $15,000 or $20,000. It's just not going to happen that way. What you need to do is you need a way, and you need to have that passion of bringing value and helping others succeed. It's the only way to do it. So if you start shifting your mindset, saying, listen, today I'm going to go help 100 people. That's my goal for today. I'm going to go help 100 people. You're now shifting your mindset, and you're shifting your ability to approaching sales, instead of going out and getting those nerves and saying, oh my God, I have to go sell somebody and I have to go try to make a sale. No, now you're saying, I'm going to go help somebody else, and in return they're going to help me out. So this is me when I was in the real estate. I was working for Century 21, as some of you guys might know. I know quite a bit about real estate lead generation tactics, since that's really how I started really getting into the higher ticket niche. And when I was in real estate is when I learned how to actually add value. So for all of my real estate agents that are here, you guys know very, very well that it's all about the relationship build. It's all about actually going out and helping a family get through that time. It's all about making yourself known, but as not known as a real estate agent, but known as an advisor. And that's the way you guys have to look at sales. You guys have to look at it as, I'm somebody's advisor. I'm actually helping somebody get through a problem. And when you help somebody get through a problem, and you help somebody get through, say, the biggest cost of their entire life, a home, when you're helping somebody do that, and that you want to be seen as the advisor. So guys, the first people I always recommend talking to when you're getting into high ticket sales, you definitely want to look at your sphere of influence, okay? Your sphere of influence is your friends, professionals, partnerships, and everybody else that you actually go around meeting on a daily basis, such as your coworkers. So guys, look at it this way, okay? Your friends, okay? They love you and they care for you. You hang out with them every Friday night, or maybe you see them once a month because you live so far apart from them. Maybe you give them a phone call every once in a while. The only thing is the thing you need to know is that they care about you. They actually like you and they want to help you succeed. So that's somebody that you want to start talking to when you're actually trying to start breaking into your own business. Now, the second people is your professionals. Who do you go see on a regular basis? I mean, are you going to see a doctor regularly? Are you seeing a dentist every 6 months? Lawyers? Were you in an accident? Do you need to start talking to lawyers? Bankers, accountants, and anybody else that you're dealing with. These are people that are also in a high ticket niche that would be great friends to have and great people to help start solving problems for. Now, partnerships, okay, if you guys were on my webinar last night, I actually talked about going in and let's just say if you're targeting real estate agents, okay, everybody's targeting real estate agents. So if you're offering, say, a video marketing solution, or if you're going to say, I'm going to go generate leads, what you need to do is you need to look and you need to say, everybody's targeting real estate agents, so why not target somebody else who's also targeting them that maybe already has a clientele, such as photographers. Okay, so why don't I actually team up with, say, photographers to actually break into the higher ticket niche because they already have a client base. And if I can provide something that will help separate them from the rest of the other photographers and actually get them more clients, then that's an opportunity for me because you're helping them out. You're actually providing value to the photographer who then can go and take that value and give it to their agents. So right there, you just made a sale without actually having to go make a sale. And then the next people that you want to look at is your coworkers. If you're working, say, a 40-hour-week job, you see these people 40 hours a week. You see your coworkers, okay? You know who's loving their job and you know other people that are trying to leave the job per se. All right, and those people that are trying to leave, maybe you can see what their problems are and if you can actually solve a solution. And this is why this is important, guys, to know. These are why these four audiences are so huge, because when you're looking at it, you need to say, who's going to help me succeed? When I'm breaking into a market, who's the one that's going to help me succeed? And the answer is right away is the people who already know, like, and trust you. They want you to succeed. They want to be there for you, and they want to help you out. They're going to be a great place to actually provide referrals for you. Okay, so yes, I know, guys, it's very tough to go question your family or go question your friends and say, hey, go buy my product because it's not natural for you. But if you ask your friends, your families, your coworkers, professionals that you're running in, and saying, do you know somebody that I can help with my SEO, or do you know somebody that needs a website, or do you know somebody that's looking to create an app? I mean, if I'm looking for somebody who wants to create an app, look at, say, patent attorneys. Those are great places to start because they're dealing with a clientele already that's already seeking them out. So if you can team up with somebody, they're going to start sending you referrals, and just like that, you're going to have a customer base coming in. Now, the next thing you guys need to know is it's the easiest sale you're ever going to make. When you're dealing with people who are in your referral base and are actually in helping you generate your business and actually start up your business, it's huge because they're going to help you make the sale. And when somebody, say, refers a sale to you, you barely even need to make the sale because there's already trust established by the person who referred to you. And it's crazy to think about it because I know so many people, they struggle and they can't figure out how to get that first sale, or they can't figure out how to get from 20 sales to 40 sales. And the crazy thing is it's sitting right in front of you. Everything is right in front of you to actually go out and start making these sales happen. You guys need to look at the lifetime customer value, okay? So when you bring in a customer, let's just say if you're at 20 customers right now, okay, and you sell them a one-time offering. So let's just say you provide them something for, say, $500, okay? You say, I'm going to design your website for you. It's going to cost $500, and then So out of those 1,300 people, I know for a fact that not all of them are going to buy, but I know that if I establish a relationship, I know that down the road, there's a potential that quite a few of them will buy. And if you guys had 1,300 chances to succeed, okay, that's something that you want. That's, you know, for a fact money's going to be coming in. When you have 1,300 chances, you know you're going to be able to help at least one of those people out. So what you guys need is 3 steps to helping others and making that sale and generating those big ticket sales. Okay, when you start getting above the $500 per month or the $1,000 per month or the $2,500 per month mark, you need to be looking and saying, what are the ways that I can go out and become the best in the market? So I don't want to be the lowest ticket provider. I don't want to be offering my services for $20 because I know my time's not worth $20 for a week. I know that when I'm working with a client, I know that I want to give them the best overall experience, whether that be the product that you're offering or the service that you're offering, or are you providing training, or are you just providing a human approach? I mean, so many companies now, whenever I need something, I have to call up their support, and I call them up and I can never even talk to a human. I talk to about 15 minutes of robots, and then if I even stay on the line, if I don't throw my phone out the window before then, I can hopefully get on the phone with a human. And just by even just making that little switch of being the best because you have a human interaction, differentiate yourself over somebody else, where you can actually start charging a premium, because I would pay a premium just to talk to a person instead of the 15 minutes of robots. So the next thing that you guys need is to care about results. You guys need to go out and say, what can I do? How can I provide as many results as possible for my client? How can I put them on the path to success? What can I do to put them on the path? Okay? How does my service actually work with their business? How does it help them out in any way possible? What are they offering? So let's just say, for example, they're in the plumbing industry, okay? What are they looking for? They know that if they don't generate enough leads, then they can't pay their mortgage. So let's just say if you're in the lead generation, if you can start providing results for your clients, okay, and you can start getting more leads for your plumbing friend, okay, just like that, you're going to have a client for life because you're actually able to get them results. Now, the next thing that you guys need to look at is providing value. So what do you do differently over somebody else to provide value? What are you guys doing that separates yourself over everybody else? Now, these are the 3 things that we want to be talking about today. So ready? Being the best. Now, what is it? What is it that you do? What is something, let me know, guys, right now, type in the chat box, okay? What do you guys do that you know that you are better at than everybody else in the marketplace? What do you know that you can provide a value for that, say, a larger company isn't actually able to do? What do you guys provide that, let's just say, a Fortune 500 or say, who's a massive corporation who doesn't actually have the reach to offer on, say, a personal level, what do you offer that they're not actually capable of doing, and how do you separate yourself from that? All right, guys, perfect, perfect. So yes, you guys do know, good, so you guys know exactly what you're doing. So you guys know how to actually become the best at what you're offering and how to actually go and provide that service. Now, what it is, it's differentiating yourself in that aspect. So do you have the best? Have you purchased the most great products that you have in the past, and you know that these products aren't available to other companies, that you can use to actually leverage those products and actually start driving you sales? Can you offer that customer support? Can you offer that customer service? Can you offer a caring attitude towards these people? Now, the next thing, guys, so as you can see here, this is VideoRemix, okay? So VideoRemix, we have, this is what I sell on a regular basis. So I'm working with companies that are anywhere from just starting off to Fortune 500s, and I'm figuring out strategies to actually put their stuff to use and how to actually take VideoRemix and integrate it where they can actually become successful, that the cost of VideoRemix actually becomes an investment that's going to start driving them results when they actually put it to use and they actually start making it happen. So you can see here, this is a testimonial. It says, he was saying, I think a lot of my local businesses are actually going to use this, okay? And you can see right over here too, he says, I don't think that anything like this has ever been done before. And this is the reactions the offerings when I get to see a reaction on somebody's face, or I get to see, I get to hear their voice over the phone going, "Oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever!" And when you go here, this is my favorite thing in the entire world. When I'm talking with somebody and I'm selling a product for somebody, and I see a smile like that on somebody's face, okay, that is amazing to me. That is the reason that I do business, is to get that smile. I want people like extremely excited when they're actually buying my products, because I know that when they buy it, they're going to be extremely satisfied at what they're doing. They're going to be able to go out and make stuff happen and actually do it, and they see the value in it. And when you can show somebody the value, it's incredible, guys. Now the next thing is caring about the results. Okay, there's so many different levels of results that you guys are doing, and there's ways that you can go about and approach this. Now, the first thing that you want to look at is what products can you offer to a company, to another company, okay, that can be integrated into their product line already. Whether that be they're starting out, okay, or they're looking for an upsell. So are they looking for a main product to offer, or are they looking to upsell another product? What can you do that goes in there, and that you can add this product in there that they can go in and they can start making sales with? What is that little thing? So when you look at somebody's business and they say, for example, that their goal is to start upselling and start making $200 more per customer, how can your solution actually go in and make that happen? And for example, from VideoRemix, I know that it's absolutely possible, because I know that the referrals that you can start generating when you put it to use, I know that people are going to absolutely love the service, and I know that you can also offer email marketing as long with VideoRemix, and I know all these little things that you can add that adds value to a customer, and they can see that results. So that's what I mean when you can say you can offer a product or a service into a customer. Now, the next thing is looking at values. What can you do to help share the customer's values? So I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling me about the business that they operated, and he says, I think it's very tough for me to kind of to go in and actually start selling my product, because there's a million other companies that do the same exact thing, and there's major companies that are dominating the market space. And I said, well, what you need to do is you need to go and you need to separate yourself by just showing your values. So big companies, for example, everybody knows that they're big companies, everybody knows that they have good products, but when you can offer something that says increases the family atmosphere, or you're a healthier product or your healthier solution in your story, if you can do social media marketing and you can show that family life and you can show what the actual company cares about, you can start increasing sales that way. Because one, people actually care about values, and two, your customer cares about what's important to them. So if you sell somebody what's important to them, it's another very simple and easy sale. Now, experience. Now, what's the customer experience like? Can you do something that increases the customer experience? So when a customer comes in, and let's just say it's a very difficult process, like let's just say if you're designing an app, okay? Now, I hate paperwork, for example. Now, what if there was just a way that I could go in and just click, 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 and be done with signing my paperwork when you guys start buying your brand new cars from the money that you guys are going to be making from high ticket sales? Now, what can you do to quickly start making that experience more easier for a customer, or better, and giving them a happier and a funner experience as well? Now, the next thing that you guys need to look at is services that like customer service. So is there a way that you can streamline the customer service? Can you actually make, say, for example, customer services takes a lot of time. Is there a way to shrink that time down and make it work better for that company, so they're either automating the the business or anything along those lines. Now look right here, guys. So this is what it's all about. It's going out and actually and getting a testimonial like this. When you guys are getting testimonials and you guys are getting value that's added, okay? Significant value, okay? And people are actually going out and getting excited about what you offer. That's what it's about. That's what you're doing. And then providing value to your customers. So say offering a product, okay? Or when you're selling, this is for when you're selling to the actual customers. Now, can you offer them a product beforehand? Do you guys have products that you guys were using before to actually start driving sales in right away? Do you have any case studies that you guys are offering that the free case studies that you can find online that can show a customer value that you can add and value that, like say if you're doing SEO, is there results that other people have gotten through SEO that can start driving more sales for the business? And then gifts, is there any way to actually provide gifts for the business and actually make them happy and make them humanize you? Now the next thing is also providing referrals for businesses. Is there any way that you can go out and you can give a referral to somebody else to start driving these sales? Now, for you guys, the question comes down to is how can I help others? What can you do that can start helping others today? Okay? So right here, guys, this will show you what follow-up is all about. Follow-up is half of the customer base, okay? They don't even follow up with customers. Half of them don't follow up with customers. And that's absurd to me because if you look just a little bit down the list, only 2% of sales are actually made on the first contact. Only 2%. So if you guys had a follow-up plan in place, if you guys had a follow-up system, okay, that can get you guys to the 5th to the 12th contact that was providing them value along the whole way. Now the whole thing about it is you're going to be able to generate, say, 80% more sales. And that's the truth. These are numbers that have been proven over time. And when you're looking at it and you're saying, what can I do to separate myself? This right here alone is a degree of separation. I follow up with customers. I care about my customers enough to provide them value, okay? And actually start going after these higher ticket sales. When you guys are looking at big numbers, okay, big numbers, you guys want to know that the product it's going to sell. If you have a good product, it's absolutely going to sell yourself. But when you can go in and you can provide a value for it and you can actually make stuff happen for your customer and you can show them and you can follow up with them and make sales happen, you're going to be generating a whole bunch more sales. And here's Steve Jobs. I love this quote. A lot of the times people don't know what they want to buy until you show it to them, okay? And it's so true because a customer is experiencing problems. I mean, we experience problems every single day and we don't really know what we're looking for. We don't know how we're looking for it. We don't know how to actually solve that problem. And when you can go and you can actually solve that problem for them and you can make it happen, that's when you can start charging and actually charging for your service and going out and making sales. So this is what you need. This is what you need. You need a plan, okay? You need a product or a service that you guys can offer. You guys need a value proposition that you can go in and start charging a significant higher portion for what you were offering before. If you're offering 200 now, how can you position your product to actually make it worth 800? By not adding necessarily any other features, what can you do by just shifting that little tweak and actually bringing a higher ticket item? Now, how can you generate more leads? How can you go through more leads and actually start qualifying people and have at least 1,000 chances to fail, for example? What's a follow-up strategy that you guys can have so when you guys are going out, you guys are driving all of this business, what can you do for this follow-up strategy to make these sales happen, even if it's over the course of a week or even 20 minutes? What can you do over the course of 20 minutes and follow up with somebody over the course of 20 minutes to make a sale happen? Okay? Upsells. What can you upsell somebody? How can you bring somebody from, say, $500 to $1,500 over the course of, in a very quick, short period of time, say that 10-minute sales process, okay? Car dealers do it all the time. You buy a brand new car, and then they throw in the leather seats, and now you have the alloy rims or and all that crazy stuff just because they upsold you on that. and the ability to go above and beyond for your customers, what can you do to actually offer an extraordinary amount of value for the customer so it's a no-brainer for them to purchase. It's not even a question. This is what you guys need. You guys need to go and take action. You need to take action and make sales happen. Okay? And when you get into the high ticket sales, you're going through so many people to actually make it happen that if you don't start, okay, it's never going to happen for you. So what we want is we want to offer you guys something, okay, which is really, really cool. And we came up with this and we said a whole bunch of our customers, they may not see how to actually go and actually make these sales, how to actually go and make these bigger ticket sales. Okay, and we said, well, we need something to offer to make it possible. How to take our customers who are charging, say, $100 for a whole month, okay, when they're putting, like, say, 5 or more hours of work into a product, their time is not worth that monetary value. So what we're offering, okay, we're gonna say we're gonna give you guys 4 weeks of training. Okay, we're going to start you guys off and we're going to go over what products that you can actually have, what can you actually offer, what can you add into your upsell line to actually start bringing these higher sales. Now, what's the second thing? The second thing that we're going to be going over is how to actually create these leads and how to actually follow up with these leads and make people start desiring these higher ticket items. Now, the third thing that we're going to be going over is is how to actually close the sale. What can you do to actually close the sale and make it happen? And then the fourth thing is how to actually follow up with them after the sale is made and start generating extra income for lifelong customer values. Now, we're going to be providing you guys sales material, okay? So I know so many people, what they'll do is they'll spend all of this time like frustrated, and they're like, I need to go out and I need to start making sales, but I have so much on my plate. I have to design this and I have to go do this. We want to help you take that. That has to be gone. We need you to spend as little time on developing all of the non-money making stuff as possible. So we're going to create a couple of things for you to actually make and transition the sales process for you. Now, accountability is huge, guys, okay? For me, when I was starting in real estate, okay, I started falling. I was working for myself. I was like, this is great. And I started falling back a little bit. And it was until I started working with somebody else to start kicking my butt into action and start making it happen. Now, product ideas, going over and creating these products and actually getting this to happen. And bonuses, we're going to be going every single week. We're going to be seeing how extra we can provide you guys value. What other things can we do to actually provide you guys as much value as possible, okay? So this is what we're going to be doing it for, okay? Well, we were going to say we're going to offer this for $597. We're going to offer 4 weeks of training and taking people for low income, okay, or low solutions, and then start bringing them to higher solutions. Because seems, because we're like, okay, we're going to start, and these people start generating thousands and thousands of percent, but and, you know,